Okay, y'all. Real Housewives of Potomac with my escape shirt on, y'all. The Great Escape Tour I attended at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, December 2nd, 2017. It was my very first concert with Escape, June's Diary, Sonique, Tamar Braxton, and Monica. And it was dope. It was dope. Anyway, Real Housewives of Potomac. So the ladies are still in Mexico, and the first thing we see is Gizelle and Mia sitting down talking. They was talking about Jacqueline and how Mia's just over her. She's done with Jacqueline, and she's just tired of everything. They also discussed Robyn and trying to create a bachelorette party with Robyn. And it looks like they're going to have women only there, which is something that I know that Robyn would enjoy. Um, so they were talking about that, and what else they say? Did they talk about Karen? I think they did briefly, and the Karen and Charrisse, thing and situation. And Mia was like, "Oh, do you think it's like jealousy or so involved?" And Mia and Wendy, what's her name? Gizelle was just like, "Yeah, speaking of jealousy, how about Wendy?" Trying to say that Wendy is jealous of Mia. Why would you? Gizelle is so simple minded. And, when in some situations with some people, jealousy is the reason why somebody treats a person a certain kind of way. But nobody ever but that's just so basic to me to automatically just think that somebody's jealous of you. Like if somebody was like mean to me or whatever, I wouldn't think jealousy off top. I would think, okay, how have I hurt this person? Have I disrespected this person? Have I did something to a person that they care about? Like, what did I take their job? Like, or what would be, I wouldn't automatically think jealousy because I don't think that high of myself like that. And so it's just weird that Gizelle in her age is just automatically thinks jealousy, but that's just who she is. And of course she would think that this dark-skinned woman would be jealous of this light-skinned woman. Of course that's how Gizelle thinks, because when you think of colorism, who is a perfect example of that out of everybody on the show, actually, it would be Gizelle. Giselle is good and bad hair. Gizelle is that girl. That's just who she is. It's who she's always been, and that's just been ingrained in her entire being, since forever. And it's unfortunate, child. She's just ridiculous. So next we see Karen. We see Karen talking to Ashley. And this was an interesting and funny scene. The Potomac producers are pretty funny. They are really doing it this season with the editing, for sure. Um, so Karen starts to talk to Ashley about Robyn, how actually Karen's feelings was hurt a little bit by Robyn, and how she pretty much assassinated her entire character. And she says that, what really is, fake and phony is this wedding. And because, Karen allegedly has some tea on Robyn about, who's Juan's other woman. And she painted this entire picture of Juan's other woman, and she literally just described herself. And then they made a drawing of it. And I hollered. The drawing was hideous. Hideous. And I was screaming, and they made it seem like it was a Law and Order Special Victims Unit moment. And it was just funny. It was just really, really funny. At this point, I don't know why people tell Ashley anything. I wouldn't tell Ashley the sun came out today. I wouldn't tell Ashley it's a sunset outside. I wouldn't tell Ashley it's a rainbow in the sky. I wouldn't tell Ashley anything, but y'all continuously tell Ashley stuff. Y'all know she is not loyal to anybody but that creep Michael. And she can't hold water. But people keep trusting Ashley and her braids. So I said, well, Lord have mercy. So Karen told Ashley that Ashley went right over to Wendy and Candiace, and they grilled her, baited her, until she said who the person was. She didn't reveal what they said, but she was just like, well, they just kept going down the line, naming everybody on what the issue was, because Ashley came right out to them looking crazy, and it was like, girl, what's wrong? You know, making it obvious, trying to pull it out of her. You know, this way she won't have a reason to say, oh, well, I did this, oh, they wanted the information, just, I'm like, Ashley's a mess, child. So they went shopping downtown or at this little boutiques or, outside, little shop. And all of a sudden we see Ashley, she go off with Robyn. And so this is when Robyn gets found out about what Karen said about her through Ashley. That quick. And I was just like, Lord have mercy. It's tiring. It is tiring. I said, Lord, Ashley, that quick. 10 minutes, Lord. Anyway, so she tells her, that it's this older, mature woman, and she just favors Karen, and she lives not too far from me. And I think they say Georgetown, which is close to where Potomac is, or close to where Robyn them stay, whatever. So Robyn, being whack, she got on the phone and she called Juan. I'm like, girl, like he's gonna tell you the truth on camera in front of Robyn. And I was noticing Robyn's body language. She was shaking like a stripper. She was turning red. She was getting nervous. I said, "Ooh, Robyn, not you believe this?" But I mean, there's been infidelity in the past, and there, So I mean, I don't know. Robyn was cussing out on the phone. He started yelling at Robyn. Robyn, don't believe those women. I'm gonna come and cuss them women. I don't do nothing. I don't go nowhere. You coming accusing me. Da da da. He went off. Robyn couldn't say nothing. She was just like, all right, well, bye. So she hung up the phone. I was like, oh, child, oh, Robyn. And they got cussed out. I'm like, Lord, Lord, Lord. I mean, what can she do? What is she gonna do? Nothing. If Michael and Ashley get back together, I personally think they're still together. But if Michael and Ashley get back together, he cheat again, what's she gonna do? Nothing. When you are kept, now Juan and Robyn's situation is not quite Ashley and Michael's situation. I know that, but I'm just saying, like, it's just, it just boils down to you ain't gonna leave until you're ready to leave. That's it. So, child, we get to the table scene. So, Candiace brings up something about Karen, and then that's when Robyn said that she feels like Karen is full of shit, and then they pan the camera to Karen flushing the toilet. It was just so funny, the editing. So everybody sit back down, and while Ashley and Karen is walking up from the bathroom, Robyn is talking about her. She's saying it loud enough for Karen to hear. The Karen sits down. She was just like, you know what, Robyn, you assassinated my character. You came for my integrity as a woman, and you tried me. But you know what? It won't happen again. Any chance you get, you come for me. And I'm not going to have it. But what is a sham is this wedding. And I was just like, ooh, child. So then she started to go on about that and say that, you want a wedding with no witnesses. And what you got going on is not going to happen. You're not getting married. And let me tell you about this girl in Georgetown and all this kind of stuff. And she looks like me and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, child. Gizelle making her comments the entire time because that's what Gizelle do. Everybody at the table laughing, cutting up. And then Karen revealed a bigger issue. And she said, you know what? Your reason why Juan is not going to go off on me is because I've been protecting Juan. That Juan was the one. Remember when Karen told Gizelle that she felt uncomfortable by a husband that squeezed her so tight. Her boobs went to the back of her breast. But what she say? Whatever she said, that went to her back, and anyway, it was a tight hug. And that's when Gizelle was trying to make up that false rumor about Chris wanting her. And that's when Karen revealed that to Gizelle. And she said that she would never say anything, blah, blah, blah. It's crazy because I never would have thought it was Juan. I don't think anybody thought that it was Juan. But she decided to reveal that at that moment. And I was just like, child, I'm like, what a convenient time to say something, though, Karen. Listen, I'm not saying what Karen is saying is 100% false. I do believe something is going on. But do I 100% believe it? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to have the Grand Dames back over Robyn. No fears. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to forever rock with Karen over Robyn. Because Robyn has just completely showed her tail with me. And I've always been somewhat of a Robyn fan. I've always liked Robyn. I say somewhat because I say I've always liked Robyn away from Gizelle. When she's with Gizelle, can't stand her. But I've always liked Robyn away from Gizelle. But this season, Robyn, she's truly shown who she is, what side she's on, and I'm cool on her. I'm cool with her. At this point, I think they're both ridiculous. But at this point, I could take Mia over Robyn. Now, if I had my choice, I would take neither. But I could take at this point I could take Mia over Robyn because she just a shown out, and I was just like, child, what's going on? So they was going back and forth, and it was just getting real ugly. Don't nobody believe Karen at the table and stuff. Gizelle, she wants to toast to receipts in the phone, to have Robyn's back. I'm like, Gizelle is so tired. Just I was just like, child. So after that, everything had kind of calmed down, and Gizelle, it's either always Gizelle or Ashley that brings up mess. When everybody's calm and chilling, eating, having a good time, here comes somebody. It's either Gizelle or Ashley to start the mess back up. So this time it was Gizelle. She goes, Mia, how are you and Jacqueline doing? And Mia was just like, child, I'm over the situation and it don't matter. And Jacqueline was just like, yeah, I mean, I'm tired of her and this and that. Mia was like, well, stop talking then. And then it got deeper. Jacqueline said that my mom took you in when you was a child and all that kind of stuff. And then Mia was just like, well, where were you on Mother's Day? Because I was with your mother. And I was like, oh, Lord, child, it's getting ready to get deep and deep. So Jacqueline gets up, starts to cry, and she walks off. Mia then decides to confess to Wendy that she really wants to like her. And if it's a jealousy issue, I don't know why, if it's an insecurity. Wendy was like, why is it insecurity? And Mia said, you know what, I'm just going to let it go. But you have a lovely husband and 3 beautiful kids and all that. And, they agreed to table it till later. And the whole time when Mia was giving an apology that came too late for me. But anyway, we'll say it's a heartfelt, beautiful moment. We'll say that. The whole time that was happening, Gizelle and Robyn were sitting down there snickering and laughing at the end of the table. And Robyn, I thought that you and Wendy were cool. Wendy actually apologized to you when she shouldn't have. She apologized to you when you were the one that was in the wrong as well. You never gave her really an apology. She had to pull an apology out of you. But anyway, I thought y'all was cool at Candiace's party. But I guess not. But Wendy said on Twitter that this makeup was short-lived. But still, I just still don't see the reason as to why y'all still trying to be ugly to Wendy and trying to ice her out. Both you and Gizelle. Just nasty and trying to, I tell you, I would rather for Robyn. Allegedly, Robyn is going to be off the show next season, but we'll see. I don't necessarily believe that fully until she confirms it herself. But allegedly, she's going to be off the show, Robyn, next season. And so I'm like, okay, well, it'd be interesting to see how Robyn is, how Gizelle would be without Robyn there, if this is true. But yeah, I was just like, y'all is just so ugly and ridiculous and just mean, you know. Wendy and Mia, who ended up being dressed alike. Wendy was in yellow, Mia was in red. And they sat down and talked. And hold on, y'all. Mia, she says that she can't really understand why they can't get along. She was like, well, you threw a drink on me, Heifer. I mean, trick or treat, you clown. And she was just like, yeah, you know, let's just, you know, they just agreed to just, you know, move past it and everything. And, you know, Mia, I can tell that Mia does admire Wendy. Because Wendy has, you know, real degrees and a real business and a real job. And so, you know, she looks up to Dr. Wendy, and that's cool, you know. So, but she just allowed, whatever. I'm not going to get on to that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to give Mia another chance. And I don't know, because she was super nasty to Wendy. And took too long to get an apology. So I'm cool on Mia, but Wendy can do what she wants to do in terms of that situation. But, you know, we'll see next season. We will see. And maybe they say Mia's not coming back next season, so maybe she apologizing to Wendy because she knows she get ready to go. You know? So it's like, okay, well, let me just get cool with everybody before I leave. But if she was coming back, would she feel the same way? Or would she try to carry this same hatred on to next season, like Gizelle and Robyn trying to do when it comes to Wendy? So we'll see. We'll see. Let me see. So the last scene was a brief scene. The ladies sit down for dinner. They're eating and drinking, and then all of a sudden, it cuts off. They get up. Some of the ladies, they went out to go drink and have a good time, and they get loose. You know, when they all get drunk, they turn into, you know, part-time lesbians, child. And then they apparently legs is getting open and all this kind of stuff. And then allegedly, according to Wendy, Mia whispers to her and tells her that she wants to eat her box. And so Wendy was just like, you know. And so we cut to the next episode, and we have Gizelle sitting down with Mia. Once again, I don't know why people tell Ashley anything or Gizelle. And Mia was just like, yeah, you know, that's what Mia, from what it looks like, from the way it's edited, is that Mia is trying to say that Wendy or whomever said that they was trying to seduce her instead of the other way around. But Mia, we know it's the other way around because you got yourself on Watch What Happens Live with Gordon on Andy's show and said that Andy asked you, would you proposition Wendy or would you do anything with Wendy? She said Eddie would have to be involved. Wendy husband would have to be involved for her to do something with Wendy. And of course, Gordon would have to be involved as well. He's sitting up there just as proud and funny looking. I said, oh, I get it. You know, way back when Mia first got on there, they played that game at Karen's house saying, which, you know, asked the husbands, if besides your wife, what Potomac lady you find attractive or who you would get with and all that kind of stuff. And Mia tried to say, oh, Eddie didn't even look at me because Wendy had him on a leash and he was scared to look at me. I know he wanted me because everybody wants me, blah, blah, blah. No, Trick, you the one that want Eddie. Mia. I said, oh. Child, of course you will, you know, sop Wendy up to get to Eddie. Ooh, I can't. And then Gordon like white women. What are white women at? Remember all that? So what he gonna do with the beautiful ebony goddess that is Dr. Wendy Osefo? What he gonna do with her?